Hey man, this is Nick at Stridewise.com in New York City, where I look at casual and durable boots and menswear and bags. I'm never sure if those count as menswear, but this is a special video because it's one I've spent literal years preparing for as I've traveled the world, made a lot of really cool videos, and tested a bunch of different travel bags for you. These are the very bags I was using on those trips. They're all made of cotton, and you carry them in your hand or on your shoulder. You can also use the carry handles as very rudimentary shoulder straps if you want to use them like a backpack. A lot of people would call these duffels, although I think that suggests a bag that has basically no features or extra pockets, which is only the case with my most used bag here. I'm gonna try and list them in ascending order of complexity. And I'll tell you a couple I tried that didn't make the cut at the end of this video. So if you're the kind of guy who likes to carry his travel bag instead of wheeling it, there is something here for you. I know most guys wouldn't want to use any of these bags because most guys travel with bags that have little wheels. I prefer bags without wheels. You can just put it on a trolley when you get to the airport, to be fair. They're also a great bag if you don't have a lot of space in your home because you can easily roll them up and stuff them under your bed, which is definitely an advantage here in New York City. And there's one other reason I like to carry bags instead of wheeling them. I like them because it's harder to use them. And there's actually a good case to be made that carrying something heavy is the best exercise you can do. And it's a physical skill you should try to preserve for as long as possible. Or maybe you just think they look cool, which they do. And I tend to travel for months at a time. So the large Filson duffel is the one I've used the most. Filson also has a medium duffel that's the same size as everything else on this list. I bought the large Filson duffel 5 years ago, and Filson is just really good at designing bags. They have really timeless and handsome good looks. And I also always see Filson bags in pop culture. Like I caught this one in an episode of Community. Jack Ryan Krasinski has Filson's Journeyman backpack in the Amazon show. Alan Grant had that 48-hour duffel in that bad Jurassic Park movie he came back for. But I'm getting sidetracked. This is the large duffel. This is a nice big bag. It's made of a super thick cotton twill from British Millerin, which is a world leader in these kinds of fabrics. The twill used on this bag is roughly 21 ounces. Some of that weight is from wax because this twill is very slightly waxed for water resistance. And on the topic of water resistance, this is a very simple bag, but I do love that you have this storm flap that you can fold over the zipper to keep water out of the part of the bag that is the most vulnerable to water. It's obviously not a waterproof bag, it is cotton, but nonetheless. And on the topic of the zipper, by the way, it can easily scrape your flesh off when it's new, so be careful with that. The leather accents here are all from the famous Pennsylvania tannery called Wickett and Craig, and I love that the carry handles wrap around the bottom to help cradle heavy loads and keep some stress off of the seams. The bag has basically no features or pockets besides some flaps on either side of the interior that you can sort of use to separate your stuff, but they don't close, so they're not that functional. But this is nonetheless my most used bag. Now I literally have a travel sticker here. What's this one? LAX. That's not a very interesting travel sticker. The other main reason this bag is great, maybe the main reason, is that Filson does free repairs for life, even if you get your bag secondhand. In the 5 years of use, the zipper has broken twice, and both times they fixed it for me and reinforced the seams and mailed it back to me free of charge. And the fact that the zipper needed fixing a couple times is not a knock against Filson because zippers break. They are a breakable part, which is why it's cool of them to fix them. It really gives like some nice peace of mind when buying it because you know that it actually will last the rest of your life. I was in the Filson store in Manhattan yesterday actually, and they said, you know, we actually don't have a lifetime warranty for repairs. We just do them anyway. I guess because it's nice, because customers like it. I checked the website and it's true, but they also know that they would get a lot of heat if they didn't do that because Filson is so famous for fixing anything. That's it for this bag. Another one that I really, really like is from the French brand Bleu de Chauffe. They make bags in the French countryside with designs and materials inspired by vintage French workwear. And I visited Bleu de Chauffe's workshop a while ago in France when I was in the area, so you should totally watch that video. And given they're made in France with really high quality materials and construction, I think Bleu de Chauffe has like really reasonable prices. I took the Cabine here on trips to England and Holland last year. It carries 40 liters and costs about $400 depending on the exchange rate. Filson's medium duffel is about the same size and is a lot simpler to make, like cheaper to make, and it costs $600. And both bags are made in developed first world countries with vegetable tanned leathers, and the twill on Bleu de Chauffe is actually from the same place as Filson. It's from British Millerin. Bleu de Chauffe call this material canvas on their site, but it is twill. The features that make the Cabine more complex than a duffel sack like Filson is that there's a hidden pocket where the carry handle's anchored on one side that secures closed with a magnet clasp. You will always think the pocket is on the side that it isn't. There's also a pouch with a zip closure on the inside where you can stash your valuables, and you can also remove that pouch if you want to. And it's also signed by the person who made it, which I really like. I actually met the person who made my bag. I also like how easily you can expand or decrease the size of the Cabine bag. They've got cinches on the side that can help you to fold it down like this. Of all the bags I have here as well. This is the easiest to fold into a small little size. Look at that. And lastly, the Cabine just like really reads like a little smarter and just a little bit less rugged mountain man casual than most of the others here. Just note that the carry handles here aren't padded, so they might bite into your hands a little bit when you're carrying it around, at least until they soften. Another cool take on the travel duffel is the Ranger from Bradley Mountain. This one went to Vietnam and Bali with me last year, and I've used Bradley Mountain's Wilder backpack for even longer. Once again, Filson's medium duffel is 43 liters, costs $600. The Ranger duffel here holds 42 liters for $500, while also, like Filson, being made in the USA, with vegetable tanned leather from the same Pennsylvania tannery. And the 18-ounce waxed canvas here is from New Jersey's Fairfield Textiles, so it's actually more American than Filson. Plus, Bradley Mountain is a much smaller independent company. They're based in Tennessee. I managed to visit their store a few months ago when I was nearby visiting tanneries. Some other advantages that the Ranger has over the featureless sack form of the traditional duffel are brass and copper hardware, reinforcing a lot of the stress points. And there's a really good amount of pockets. On the inside, there's also a very big zipper closure pocket. And on the outside, you've got a slip pocket on the end and a slip pocket on the side and a secure snap closure pocket on the other side, in which there is a key clip here, which is a feature that I really like on bags. Lastly, this thing here is called a lash tab. Usually I think these add unnecessary business to a bag, but I have actually used this to tie boots to the outside of my bag when I run out of room on the inside. So in many ways, the Ranger is much more complex than Filson's, while being the same size, being just as American, more American, and costing less. Now, before I go into the next entry on the bag list, if you've been hearing me break down these bags from my years of testing them in the real world and thought, oh, sounds like this guy might actually know a thing or two about bags. I do, which is why I started my own bag company. I thought it'd be pretty scammy to put my own bag on a list of best travel bags, so I'm not doing that. This is a sponsorship. This is sponsored, but it's not on the list. But the duffel from Bad Leather Goods is cheaper than Filson's cotton duffel and has way more pockets and functionality, including that key clip feature that I love. And best of all, it's made from the tough hides of invasive wild boar, feral swine. Did you know feral swine cause over $2 billion of agricultural damage to the USA every year? And because they're not from here, they do way more damage than other animals that we've classified as pests. They dig up and destroy crops all over the country. This is an example of one that I visited in Oklahoma. They're terrible animals, but they make great leather with a cool story. And if you're in the market for a travel bag, this is definitely the most fun to talk about, especially because it's covered in like scars and scratches from the animal's life. I think it's really cool. This is my bag, but this is not in the video. Let's get back to cotton. Okay, the next bag is the most squarely aimed at taking Filson's business. You could consider this a direct alternative to Filson's medium duffel that is both cheaper and more functional in that it's significantly more complex with much more pockets, and it costs less and is still made in America. The Duke is from an ultra tiny American brand called Rove. This one came with me on a trip to Saratoga Springs upstate and on a different trip to Tennessee, which is where my boar leather is tanned. Compared to Filson's American-made $600 duffel, this is $420 and the same size and also made in the USA. And the twill is even from New Jersey, Fairfield Textiles again. For less money, you are supporting a little company. You're getting nylon reinforcement on the bottom. You're getting interior lining with both slip pockets and a zippered pocket. You're getting these great external zippered pockets on either end. And you're just getting a Filson bag. This looks the most like Filson. Like you're getting a Filson bag for less. And if you happen to dislike the liner here, future bags will have a tan colored liner. All right, next is the Weekender bag from Thursday Boot Company. And this is interesting because it's got a lot of features while also being the cheapest on this list. It is made overseas, but if that doesn't bother you, the $350 price tag cannot be beaten for this sort of product with these sorts of materials, especially when you remember that the 18-ounce canvas is from Halley Stevenson's in Scotland, which is on the same kind of level of notoriety as the other fabric producers I've mentioned here. Pockets-wise, the Weekender gives you a zippered pocket on one side and a slip pocket on the other. There's an interior zippered pocket, and there's lining on this bag made from, they call it micro suede, which is polyester that feels like suede. The bottom is also reinforced and has these little pegs that keep it off the ground. Just note that this extra structure on the bottom means that you can't roll it up and stuff it in a little drawer the same way that you can with most of the other bags here. What's also interesting about the Weekender is that it is a bag for boot guys. A lot of Thursday's products that aren't boots have cues that suggest boots, like their Premier sneaker, which Obama has very boot-like eyelets. But the coolest boot theme is the boot compartment here. If you've got dirty shoes or smelly laundry, you can unzip the sides here, and then you can pack your boots in there like that. So that's a really, really cool touch. Lastly, there is Satchel and Paige's bag that they also call the Weekender. At this point, I don't think this counts as a duffel anymore, but I'll mention it anyway because it is a classically handsome canvas travel bag, and it is cheaper than Filson's duffel, and it does a lot more. So I'll call it a Filson alternative. The Weekender is a very premium and very grown up bag. The handles are nice and round in a way that is comfortable in the hand, even without those handle protector things that a lot of the other bags here have. The fabric is very heavy, 20-ounce wax canvas from British Millerin. The leather accents are vegetable tanned leather from Tuscany. That's really, really nice. It's a big deal that it's lined with suede as well, this bag, like actual suede. But I think the best part is that it has this separate compartment here that you can use to store your documents and your laptop. There's also a kind of a hidden pocket under the handles here that you can stuff your wallet or something into. It is very hard to take things out of this very flush pocket, but I think that security from pickpockets is the point, right? The Weekender's bottom is also protected with leather and these little peg things to keep it off the ground. And when I put up Instagram stories of me using some of these other bags on the New York City subway, I always get people replying to say that they would never let a cotton bag touch the New York City subway floor. So those kinds of guys really like having little pegs like that, like you get on this one and on the Thursday one. For downsides, this one's not made in America, if that matters. I think they're made in Turkey. And also this bag is very, very structured. Like you can't jam this under your couch the same way you can with a lot of the other ones here. It's not really a duffel, but look, canvas travel bag. And it's rare to find such a balance of functional and cool and versatile and old-fashioned heritagey, which Satchel and Paige is very good at across all of their products. And again, it's cheaper than Filson. Does this bag or any of the other bags here have a repair warranty like Filson though? I mean, they don't actually have one, but I asked all of these brands and they pretty much all said that they would do their best to repair anything, except for Thursday. They will not do that. Bradley Mountain will charge you to replace hardware, like it's $20 for a zipper replacement. And Satchel and Paige will probably tell you to get it repaired locally and send them an invoice. That's what they did when the zipper broke after 5 years of using their backpack. And that's also the policy I went with for my bought leather business. Like putting a zipper on a bag implicitly acknowledges, maybe guarantees that your bag will break. So I like it when it's a zipper warranty. Two others that I thought were pretty good, but I didn't want to like officially recommend were Gustin's classic duffel. I took this to Europe as well. It's so cheap that I can't complain about how simple the design is. It's just that Gustin very rarely sells it. And when they do, it usually takes months to arrive because they're one of those companies where products are released as campaigns and they have to get funded before making your stuff. So that does keep stuff cheap, but it's also just a pretty annoying brand like that. And lastly, I've also traveled a lot with Cravar's CO travel bag, they call it, which also has a cool laptop compartment like Satchel and Paige here, while being cheaper and a little easier to cram into tight spaces. I normally ride or die for Cravar. I do normally love the brand, but the zipper broke every time I traveled with it. And that is stressful when you're in some foreign airport and you need to check your bag and you can't close it. At one point, I had this bag in leather and the zipper also broke on the first trip. So they need to beef up the zippers because zippers break, that's fine. But if it's the first time you use it, All right, man, that's my list of my favorite travel bags, and I travel a lot, and so these are really well properly tested, and I'm pretty comfortable with that list. Let me know what your favorites are. Hey, let me know if you know another one that's like 70 something liters as well. I'd love to have an alternative to the Filson, but also I wouldn't because this one's very worn now, and of course that's the thing with these sorts of bags is that the longer you have them, the more you love them and the more they reflect your journeys. So that's why these bags are so magical. And that's also like kind of the similar theme for a lot of the stuff on this channel, which is all about casual, very long lasting, durable stuff that improves with wear. So subscribe if that's the kind of stuff you're interested in, and I'll catch you for the next video.